Hello learners, welcome back to the course on AI in Human Resource Management. We move to a new module. We'll be looking into specifically AI tools and employee experiences. And as part of that, as first lecture, we'll look into an interesting topic. Interesting topic for all the human resource management practitioners, which is strategic human resource management. Now, please recollect those discussions we had with respect to strategy and tactics. Strategy is all about long term. It's all about looking ahead. It's all about looking ahead for a larger period of time, whereas tactics are short term. So, strategic human resource management are generally for the long term, and considering the long term perspective, AI will play a crucial role. Let's look into that particular role. Over this lecture, we'll look into what is SHRM, what it brings into table, how the new and old SHRM is different, how it has become new with the AI as a facilitator. We'll also conclude with some of the vital tools that are used in present day industry specific to SHRM and AI. I'm Dr. Abraham Sirlaisak. I'm an assistant professor at the School of Business, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati. Now, when you look into AI in SHRM, we have to essentially start with the basics. We have to understand what strategic human resource management is and how it is different from the normal human resource management, if I can use the word. Let's look into that. When you are talking about strategic human resource management, it is an essential approach that aligns human resource practices with the strategic objectives of an organization. So we see that when you look into SHRM, it refers to the alignment of all sets of human resource policies and practices with the overall goals of an organization. So it focuses on, let's say, attracting, developing, rewarding and retaining employees to maximize their contributions towards achieving the business objectives. This is vital. This connection, this link is the most important or most critical aspect when you talk about strategic human resource management. When you want to see what is the importance of human resource management, specifically strategic human resource management, we have to see it from the angle of competitive advantage. By viewing employees as valuable assets, SHRM helps organizations leverage their skills and competencies for greater success. So, SHRM takes a proactive stance. It anticipates future challenges and opportunities, preparing the workforce accordingly. So, this particular foresight, it allows organizations to adapt quickly to changes in the market, changes in the technology, and employee expectations altogether. We see the importance of SHRM in terms of talent management also. When you look into talent management specifically with respect to this topic, strategic human resource management enhances the ability to attract and retain top talent, which is vital, which is critical in today's competitive job market. So, effective talent management is a cornerstone of SHRM. So, by developing recruitment strategies that typically align with long-term business needs, organizations can attract and can definitely retain top talent. You look into SHRM, there is no doubt that it is vital, but we also should know that it emphasizes creating compelling employee value propositions. This is vital when you talk about talent management. Value propositions and fostering a strong employer brand, which is crucial for retaining skilled employees. We can also see the importance of SHRM from the organizational agility point of view. You look into organizational agility, it fosters a culture that is adaptable to change, enabling organizations to respond effectively to market dynamics and employee needs. So, in a rapidly changing business environment, agility is crucial for survival and growth. You look into SHRM, it ensures that organizations can quickly adapt to market changes by equipping their workforce with necessary skills and competencies. So this adaptability is essential. It is vital for responding to shifting customer demands and competitive pressures altogether. When you look into SHRM, the importance of that can be seen with respect to employee engagement also. SHRM strategies lead to improved employee satisfaction and commitment, directly impacting productivity and organizational performance. So, SHRM focuses on creating an engaging work environment that fosters employee satisfaction and commitment altogether. So, we see that engaged employees are more productive and they contribute positively to the organization's culture. So, by implementing continuous performance management and feedback systems, SHRM helps align individual goals with organizational objectives, driving higher performance levels altogether. And finally, we have to see the innovation as an important aspect of SHRM. SHRM plays a critical role in fostering an innovative culture, if you ask me, by, let's say, encouraging creativity, by encouraging collaboration and experimentation among all the employees. So by empowering the teams specifically to contribute to new ideas, new solutions, organizations can typically enhance their competitive edge over their competitors. Now let's look into the traditional HRM. What is it and what are the key characteristics of traditional SHRM? As we develop our understanding in every single module, every single lecture, considering understanding about the past is the key to the present and the future. So this is the principle which we follow in understanding the traditional SHRM too. When you talk about the traditional strategic human resource management, it refers to the conventional approach to managing human resources within organizations. So this approach, it primarily focuses on administrative tasks, it focuses on compliance with labor laws rather than aligning HR practices with say strategic objectives of the business. So traditional HRM is often reactive. It is not proactive. Many a time we see that traditional HRM is highly reactive, addressing issues as they arise and lacks totally a long-term vision for workforce management. Having said that, let's look into the characteristics of traditional HRM. When you look into SHRM, the focus is primarily administrative tasks such as, let's say, payroll, recruitment or compliance or employee relations for that matter. Traditional strategic human resource management emphasizes routine HR functions such as all these. So the primary goal is to ensure that these tasks are performed efficiently and in compliance with the legal requirements. So this has been, or this had been, the focus for quite some time now. We see a reactive approach, as I've already mentioned. HR professionals operating under the traditional SHRM tend to respond to employee needs and organizational challenges as they occur. So rather than anticipating future requirements or simply aligning HR strategies with business goals, traditional SHRM was more of a reactive approach. Similarly, we see siloed operations. We have touched upon this siloed operations, especially in the previous lecture where we discussed about AI-mediated knowledge management. We also looked into the siloed operations in the benefit administrations also. So the traditional approach similarly is generally focused on immediate operational needs without considering the long-term workforce planning or strategic alignment with the organizational objectives. We also see that in the traditional SHRM there is a short-term orientation. Though strategic human resource management should be long-term, as I have tried to emphasize in the introductory session itself. Please note, in traditional SHRM, human resource is viewed primarily as an administrative function, responsible for enforcing policies, responsible for maintaining employee records. So that's it. It does not have any other value, any other function. So this limits the potential for human resource to contribute strategically to business success. And also we see that there is a a mediocrity when you look into all these characteristics, be it in the focus, be it in the reactive approach, the siloed operations, or short-term orientation, or the limited role of HR. We see that HR is somewhat limited. The functions, the applicability, the use, the way it can actually express, everything is limited, and this is the big negative aspect of the traditional SHRM. Now let's look into what were the objectives of traditional SHRM. We see that there were some nuances with respect to efficient operations. The primary objective was to manage day-to-day HR operations effectively. So ensuring compliance with regulations and maintaining employee satisfaction was one agenda. There were also focus on resolving employee issues as they arise rather than preventing them through proactive measures. This is why specifically I mentioned about being reactive rather than a preventive measure. It was about problem solving, about firefighting. Cost control was also there as a significant factor. Many a time what happened was that success is measured by efficiency of the HR process. So the department or the functionary which is willing, or which is by far trying to minimize the cost, it could be with respect to a hiring, or it could be with respect to turnover or training, whatever that be, whoever is able to achieve cost control was understood and appreciated as a better HR manager. So this was the traditional objective of SHRM. We see that this brought about some limitations, which were lack of strategic alignment. You talk about the traditional SHRM, which fails to connect the HR practices with the broader organizational strategy. So it certainly limits the potential for human resources to drive the business success. You see that the reactive nature, as we have tried to emphasize now, the reactive nature of traditional HRM makes it difficult for organizations to adapt quickly to changing market conditions or workforce dynamics. We also see that there is a certain level of employee disengagement, a focus on administrative tasks, which could lead to a lack of engagement among employees who may feel undervalued or disconnected from the organization goals. There can be also ineffective talent management. You talk about absence of a strategic approach to talent acquisition and development. Organizations may struggle to attract and retain top talent. So these were all manifested as limitations of traditional SHRM. Now comes in the modern SHRM. Modern strategic human resource management, ladies and gentlemen, is an advanced approach that integrates human resource practices with the strategic objectives of an organization. So unlike the traditional human resource management, which often focuses on administrative tasks and reactive measures, as we have seen, modern day SHRM emphasizes a proactive, long-term perspective that aligns HR functions with broader business goals. So this integration is essential for organizations seeking to gain a competitive advantage in today's dynamic business environment. What are the key characteristics of modern day SHRM? Let's look into that now. We see the first and foremost one being alignment with the business strategy. This had to be the key aspect which was unfortunately missing in the traditional SHRM. Modern SHRM ensures that HR practices are directly linked to the organization's overall strategy. So this alignment, specifically, it helps organizations effectively manage their workforce in ways that support their goals and objectives to a certain extent. We also see, unlike the reactive approach of the traditional SHRM, we see a proactive approach as one of the significant characteristics. So merely reacting to immediate HR needs, that was not the way modern SHRM was designed. Modern SHRM anticipates future challenges and opportunities. So this foresight particularly allows organizations to plan for, let's say, talent acquisition or talent development or talent retention in alignment with the long-term business goals. We also see that there is a possibility of integration across the different functions. Modern SHRM promotes collaboration between HR and other departments. And please note, it breaks down silos to create a cohesive organizational strategy. Cohesive organizational strategy. So this particular integration, it enhances communication and fosters a unified approach to achieving business objectives. We also see that there is a clear-cut focus on employee engagement and development. Modern SHRM, it prioritizes, if you ask me, employee engagement as a critical driver of productivity and even organizational success. So it emphasizes ongoing talent development, ensuring that employees have the skills, they have the support needed to excel in their roles. And finally, we have data-driven decision making. Leveraging HR analytics and technology, modern SHRM utilizes data to inform decision-making process. So this approach allows organization to measure the effectiveness of HR initiatives and make adjustments based on real-time feedback. Now let's look into the objectives of modern SHRM. We see them as enhancing organizational performance, by aligning the HR practices with business strategy. Modern SHRM aims to improve overall organizational performance through effective talent management. We also see increased employee commitment. Modern SHRM seeks to foster a culture of engagement where employees feel valued and motivated to contribute to the organization's success. We see the development of a skilled workforce. Continuous learning and development initiatives are vital to modern SHRM, ensuring that employees are equipped with the necessary skills to meet evolving business demands. We also see that there is a possibility of, promoting the diversity, inclusion, belongingness. So modern strategic human resource management recognizes the importance of diversity in driving innovation and creativity within organizations. So it certainly implements practices that promote an inclusive workplace culture. Now let's look into some of the implementation steps for modern SHRM. When you talk about modern SHRM and its implementation, we have to start with an environmental scanning. Please note, ladies and gentlemen, analyzing both internal and external factors affecting the organization is vital. It can include something like, let's say, market trends, or something like competitive landscape, or something like workforce dynamics. So it can be anything, and these are not exhaustive list, certainly. So conducting an environmental scanning is the first and the foremost way to go ahead. Now it is time to define clear HR objectives. Establish specific HR goals that align with the organization's strategic objectives. So these objectives should be measurable, they should be tied to the key performance indicators. Then we have to develop the tailored HR strategies. Create actionable initiatives that address identified needs and challenges within the organization. So this may include programs for employee engagement, programs for talent acquisition, or even leadership development. So all these aspects can be taken up. There can be also leveraging technology. The next process would be to leverage technology, implement modern HR technologies that facilitate data collection, that facilitate reporting and analytics. So these tools can certainly enhance employee experience by providing insights into engagement levels and performance metrics. We also see, finally monitoring and how we evaluate the outcomes, continuously assess the effectiveness of strategic human resource management initiatives through regular evaluations against the established KPIs. So use this particular data certainly to refine strategies and ensure the alignment with the organizational goals. So this is the typical flow diagram to implement modern strategic human resource management. Moving further, let's look into this benefits part. Benefits of modern SHRM. We see that by aligning recruitment strategies with organizational needs, modern SHRM enhances the quality of hires. It reduces the turnover rates. We see that a focus on engagement and development leads to higher job satisfaction among employees, fostering loyalty and commitment. We see that organizations employing modern strategic human resource management can typically adapt more quickly to changes in the market or workforce dynamics due to their productive, proactive planning approach. We can also see that by leveraging human capital as a strategic asset, organizations can differentiate themselves in marketplace through superior talent management practices. Now let's have a quick comparison between traditional and the modern SHRM approaches. When you look into the traditional and modern strategic human resource management, for ease of understanding, I have divided into feature. We'll see it with respect to the two aspects. One is traditional, another would be modern. So when you compare with respect to the focus, please note the focus of traditional SHRM was more administrative, just the administrative task, whereas modern SHRM is all about the strategic alignment. We look into the approach. We see that the traditional SHRM follows a reactive approach, whereas modern SHRM has a proactive approach. So this is certainly the summary of our discussion between traditional and modern SHRM. We see role of HR. We see that the role of HR is highly reactive again, whereas the role of HR is proactive. It is more of a strategic partner in most of the decision-making scenarios. We look into the employee's perspective. We see that in the traditional SHRM, we see that the employee perspective is compliance driven. We look into more of an engagement driven aspect considering modern SHRM. Now, when you look into time horizon, please note it is a short term aspect, whereas you look into modern SHRM, it is more of long term. We can see, therefore, traditional SHRM, it represents a foundational approach to managing human resources that prioritizes administrative efficiency over strategic alignment. So while it plays a critical role in ensuring compliance and operational effectiveness, organizations that rely solely on traditional HR practices may miss out on opportunities for growth and competitive advantage. So as the business landscape evolves, there is an increasing need for organizations to adopt modern SHRM practices that integrate human resources into the strategic fabric of the organization, fostering a proactive approach that enhances both employee experiences and overall business performance. Now let's look into the role of technology in evolving HR practices. When you look into HR analytics, we see that this is all about data-driven insights that typically allows organizations to make informed decisions regarding talent management, performance evaluation, and employee engagement. We had a dedicated lecture on HR analytics. We have also looked into some of the automation tools which facilitates automating routine tasks, something like payroll processing or tasks like recruitment workflows, and it frees up essentially HR professionals to focus on more strategic initiatives as we have seen previously. There are also some LMS, learning management systems. So these systems facilitate continuous learning and development, enabling organizations to upskill their workforce in alignment with evolving business needs. And finally, there are some collaboration tools. So these tools are technology that enhances communication within teams. It fosters a collaborative work environment. And if you ask me, it supports innovation, it definitely will support employee engagement. So, to summarize the role of technology in evolving HR practices, I would say strategic human resource management represents a significant evolution from the traditional HR practices by integrating strategic thinking into human resource management. The role of technology further amplifies this transformation, enabling organizations to adapt to changing environments while maximizing the potential of their workforce. We also have to look, when you look into the role of technology in evolving HR practices, what is the overview of AI in SHRM. This is where we come to the crux of today's discussion. AI in strategic human resource management is a topic which I selected because it is both technology enabled and it also looks into the future from a long term perspective. So, AI in strategic human resource management inevitably transforms how organizations manage their human capital. It has potential to enhance efficiency, it has potential to improve the decision making and the employee experience. So, when you look into AI, please note it is rapidly transforming the landscape of human resource management, and it is even highlighted in the Society for Human Resource Management SHRM 24 conference. So, integrating AI into HR functions is not just a trend, but a significant shift that presents both opportunities and challenges for the HR professionals. Now, when you look into the conference, I would want to share some of the details with respect to the deliberations that have happened in SHRM, which gives a certain level of understanding of how the future is going to evolve, specifically with respect to the AI in HRM landscape. You are looking into a transformative potential that AI can bring, and this potential is including but not limited to, of course, talent acquisition, employee engagement, and HR analytics. So you look into AI tools that can streamline recruitment by screening resume and evaluating candidates more efficiently. You're looking into predictive analytics that can help foresee employee turnover and improve the retention strategies altogether. You're looking into AI that enhances the decision making through data analysis, identifying trends in employee performance and engagement. So when you look into the future, the conference points out that a significant concern that was raised was the skill gap. And this rapid adoption of AI technologies will actually try to mitigate that. As noted by the SHRM CEO Johnny Taylor, over 1 billion jobs will be transformed by technology in the coming decade. So this necessitates a focus on upskilling, on reskilling the workforce to meet the new demands of the day. AI can certainly assist in this endeavor, no doubt about it, by providing personalized learning experiences and resources tailored to individual needs. To conclude, with respect to the deliberations in the conference, SHRM announced a partnership with Krista to develop an AI engine that will enhance the member services by providing the advanced capabilities such as, let's say, document analysis or drafting. Document analysis or drafting. So this initiative aims to empower human resource professionals with tools that increases efficiency and effectiveness in the role. Now let's quickly look into the benefits of AI in SHRM. We see that AI automates routine tasks, allowing the HR teams to allocate more time to strategic planning and employee development. Let's say with respect to automated screening, it reduces the time spent on initial candidate evaluations, which easily AI can do it without any human intervention. We see that chatbots are there which can provide immediate response to employee queries, enhancing support without additional human resource. We see that there is enhanced decision making, a point which I try to emphasize in most of my lectures. AI driven analytics enables HR leaders to make informed decisions based on real-time data insights, improving talent management strategies and operational efficiency for that matter. It looks into improved employee experience. Many a time AI tools can personalize employee interactions, let's say from onboarding process to ongoing training process, ensuring that employees receive relevant information at the right time. There can be also benefits specific to the cost, something which we have again tried to underscore many a time. By streamlining HR processes and improving hiring efficiency, AI can lead to significant cost savings for organization. A recent report by McKinsey indicated that companies adopting AI in HR functions experience reductions in cost associated with administrative tasks and improvements in overall operational efficiency. We also see as a benefit of AI in SHRM the facilitation of internal mobility, something which is otherwise not so relevant in the traditional SHRM. AI can assist in identifying internal candidates for new roles, for promotions based on the skills and the career trajectories. So this capability helps organizations maximize their existing talent pool while minimizing recruitment costs associated with the external hires. Now let's look into the challenges in implementing AI in SHRM. We see that implementing artificial intelligence in strategic human resource management has certain benefits. We have seen it, but it also poses certain challenges that organizations must navigate to successfully integrate this technology. So we see that there are some concerns with respect to data privacy. Organizations must navigate the issues related to data security and privacy when implementing AI solutions. We see AI systems often require access to sensitive employee data, raising significant privacy and security issues. Organizations must ensure that they comply with the data protection regulations while safeguarding personal information. So the risk of data breaches or misuse can lead to legal repercussions and loss of employee trust, making it crucial to implement robust security measures and transparent data handling practices. We also see that a significant challenge could be resistance to change. Many a time employees may be hesitant to adopt new technologies due to fear of job displacement or mistrust in the AI system. So many employees typically may be skeptical about AI technologies, fearing job displacement or a lack of transparency in decision making. So gaining employee buy-in is vital, if you ask me, for successful implementation of AI in SHRM. So organizations need to communicate the benefits of AI clearly, emphasizing that these tools are intended to augment human capabilities rather than just to replace them. Building trust in AI system is critical as both employees and HR leaders want assurances that these technologies will be used ethically and responsibly. Many a time we see bias in algorithms emerging as a challenge, which we have seen across the modules. Specific to SHRM, there's a risk of perpetuating biases if AI systems are not designed with fairness in mind, necessitating careful oversight and regular audits. So AI systems can inadvertently perpetuate biases present in the training data, something which we have already emphasized, leading to discriminatory outcomes in recruitment and performance evaluation. So organizations must actively work to identify and mitigate bias in their AI tools to ensure fair treatment of all its employees. So this includes regularly auditing the algorithms, implementing responsible AI practices, etc. We also see that there is a possible challenge of talent gap and skill shortage. Many a time the successful implementation of AI in HR requires skilled personnel who understand both the technology and its application within the HR context. However, we see that there is a shortage of professionals with the necessary expertise in AI and data analytics, making it highly challenging for organizations to harness the full potential of these technologies. We also see that there is lack of transparency in AI tools. A major concern, a significant concern, if you ask me, is the opacity of many AI algorithms. It is often referred to as, even in our discussions previously, we have referred to it as black box problem. Many vendors do not provide clear insights into how their AI tools function or how decisions are made, which can actually lead to distrust. Distrust among employees, among users. So organizations must seek vendors who prioritize transparency and offer explanations for AI generated recommendations. Many a time we also see some of the critical integration challenges. Integrating AI solutions with existing HR systems, it can be complex, it can be critical, particularly when you are dealing with disparate software problems that do not communicate effectively with one another. So many organizations struggle with data silos, isolated data repositories that hinder the flow of information across departments. So effective integration requires careful planning. It requires coordination among various business units to ensure seamless data exchange. Now let's look into the experiences part. How we can enhance employee experiences with AI. So this integration of AI into HR practices significantly impacts employee experiences. We have no doubt about it. But let's understand how can we actually enable the employee experiences and how can we enhance. One way I can think of would be personalization. You look into personalization, you see that AI enables a more personalized approach to employee interactions. Let's take an example. Tailored training programs and, let's say, career development plans based on individual aspirations can enhance engagement and satisfaction. There is no doubt about it. So employees feel valued when their unique needs are recognized and it is addressed. Similarly, we see accessibility of information. AI-powered platforms improve access to information by organizing vast amounts of data into easily navigable formats. For instance, SHRM's partnership with SOAR has created an AI-driven video library that allows its members to search for specific content across thousands of videos. So this particular accessibility empowers employees to find relevant information quickly, enhancing the learning experience. Another significant aspect could be the real-time feedback. The ability to receive immediate feedback through AI tools typically fosters a culture of open communication, continuous improvement. So employees associate timely insights into their performance, which can typically motivate them to enhance their skills, enhance their contributions effectively. Another significant employee experience perspective would be increased engagement. By utilizing AI to streamline administrative tasks and enhance communication, organizations creating a more engaging work environment. By utilizing AI to streamline administrative tasks and to enhance communications, organizations create a more engaging work environment. So employees can focus on meaningful work rather than getting bogged down by repetitive tasks. So having seen the past, the present, let's look into the future directions in SHRM. The strategic human resource management landscape, as we have discussed previously, it's evolving rapidly. It is driven by technological advancement. There is no doubt about it. There is changing workforce dynamics that is happening. Newer contracts are emerging. There is increasing importance of aligning HR practices with organization goals. So insights from the recent research studies and even something which we have discussed now, recent conferences like SHRM 24, it highlights several key trends and future directions that HR professionals should consider. So when you look into the future trends, we see career coaching. Utilize the generative AI for personalized career development plans. We can look into enhanced learning tools, continued evaluation, continued evolution of AI-driven platforms for training and development programs. We see that there is some critical possibilities of strategic partnerships. the partnership between SHRM and Krista, which I've discussed previously, to deploy the AI solutions, exemplifies how strategic collaborations can enhance the HR capabilities. So we can have some leveraging of external expertise. Maybe organizations should seek partnerships with technology providers to access advanced tools that improve HR efficiency. There could be cases of community building, engaging with industry peers through networks that can facilitate knowledge sharing and best practices in implementing SHRM initiatives. There could be also the focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. When you are looking into organizations, they recognize the value of these diverse perspectives. There could be inclusive hiring practices. You look into implementing AI tools that minimize bias in recruitment process. That will be crucial. That will be vital for fostering diversity within the workforce. There could be cultural competency training. What do you mean by that? Ongoing training programs aimed at enhancing cultural awareness among employees that can promote an inclusive workplace, environment that is suitable for the inclusive workplace. That would be the cultural competency training. You look into data-driven decision making, that can be a future direction. You look into HR metrics specifically. It can typically establish key performance indicators that align with organizational goals, which allows for tracking progress and making informed decisions based on real-time data. You can have Kaizen, continuous improvement. Please note, organizations should adopt a culture of continuous improvement by regularly assessing the effectiveness of HR initiatives through data analysis. So to conclude, the future directions in strategic human resource management, it is characterized by integration of AI, a focus on upskilling, as we have seen. It is all about enhanced employee experiences, strategic partnerships, commitment to diversity, to equity, to inclusion, to data-driven decision making. So as organizations navigate these changes, please note, embracing innovative practices will be essential for maximizing human capital's value and achieving long-term business success. So by staying ahead of these trends, HR professionals can position themselves as strategic partners in driving organizational performance in an increasingly complex landscape. Now, before concluding, let's have a quick check into some of the AI tools that are used in SHRM. Very quickly, a list of notable AI tools would be Krista, SOAR, Hierarchual, Gloat, Beamery, and Albus. Krista is an AI engine that provides advanced capabilities for SHR managers, including document analysis. It has provisions for understanding, comparison, and drafting. So it leverages SHRM's extensive knowledge base to enhanced efficiency. So what we see is that it has the potential to empower the HR professionals by automating routine processes, allowing them to focus on strategic initiatives that improve employee performance and organizational effectiveness. So we see that a host of activities that can be taken up, like document analysis, understanding or comparison, drafting. So all these things are possible with Krista. Now we look into SOAR. SOAR, the functionality is all about, it powers SHRM's mixed media library, enabling AI-driven video search across all content. So it decodes videos into searchable formats, allowing members to find specific information quickly. So basically, by transforming webcasts and presentations into bite-sized learning objectives, SOAR enhances member engagement and provides a personalized learning experience. This is what SOAR is all about. You look into Hierarchual, the functionality is that the AI sourcing tool, being that it integrates the platforms like LinkedIn to help recruiters to find the best candidates based on skills and experience. So it enhances recruitment efficiency by automating. It enhances recruitment efficiency by automating initial outreach, and even the candidate engagement totally. Then there is Gloat. You talk about Gloat, it is an internal talent marketplace that uses AI to recommend projects and roles to employees based on their skills and career aspirations. So it totally enhances the internal mobility and talent management by promoting, the career development within the organization. Then you have Beamery. It's a functionality would be, it's a SaaS talent engagement solution that uses AI to identify potential candidates before job vacancies actually arise. So technically it helps build relationship with candidates early in the recruitment process. So it certainly improves the talent acquisition strategies. So this is what Beamery does. And finally, you have the Albus. The functionality would be to provide a knowledge management system powered by AI that assists HR teams in managing employee queries efficiently. So it certainly streamlines communication with HR departments by automating responses to common inquiries. So automated responses to common inquiries specifically saves a lot of time. It increases the efficiency and accuracy. So to conclude, the integration of these AI tools into SHRM practices not only enhances operational efficiency but also significantly improves employee experiences throughout the recruitment, throughout the onboarding, the development of the individual, the engagement process. So as organizations continue to embrace these technologies, they can expect more streamlined operations. They can expect better talent management strategies and even ultimately a more engaged workforce. So please note, we had a elaborate discussion on SHR. Many a time, human resource management courses do not take the strategic human resource management to picture, because strategic human resource management is a notch above the normal human resource management, specific to the focus on a long-term perspective. And this is what I tried to underscore in the beginning itself. With AI enhanced SHRM, we have seen what was the traditional SHRM, what is a modern day SHRM, what happens with AI coming into picture. We also tend to summarize it with certain tools that are there in the industry. So all these tools clinically show us one thing: you can have better efficiency, you can have longer sustainability with AI tools. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to me, please note that AI typically enhances the SHRM, and this essentially happens through increase in the objectivity, increase in the efficiency. We'll come up with more details about another AI and SHRM interesting conglomeration or unification. We'll look into that in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.